Okay, this is H11 day 1 and we're revising 3 sounds. We've got the ow as in noun, the or as in straw, and the oo as in bloom. So let's colour the OU for the ow sound in. We've got n, ow, n, nouns, ow, south, k, ow, n, t, count. Now we'll change colours for the next one, the or sound, and we're using AW for the or sound in these words. So we've got st, or, b, all, k, all, and the last one we've got the long oo sound. So we change colours again, and we've got b, oom, sp, ookie, oos, and moonlight. We've got a little bit of revision happening in there as well. So let's go back and have a look at anything that's extra revision in this list. So I've got the TH, which you know makes the th sound. After a long vowel sound, we only put one L at the end of all of these words. Bloom, nothing special in there. Spoo, because that's a long sound, we use a K. And you've also learnt that we quite often use a Y, just a Y at the end of a word, not EY, just a Y for the long E sound at the end of a word. Okay, loose, we've got the E on the end there, so don't forget that's there. Loose. Moonlight, we've also got that IGH, which we just learnt in G. So we know we can't make that guttural huck sound, which sounds like someone's going to spit or vomit on you. So we leave it out when we say the word, but we have to write it with those letters in when we want to spell the word light. So that's moon and light joined together as a compound word to make one word, moonlight. All right, let's look at the meanings of these words. So a noun is a word that we would use that tells us the name of a person, a place, or a thing, or an idea or a thought. So a hen could be a noun because it's a thing. A dog, a person can be a noun. We can use their name. It's anything really that names something, names a thing. South is a direction that we may follow when we're going somewhere. Count is where we can count using numbers. A straw could be a tubular long piece of plastic or paper that with a hole through the middle, it's a tube or a cylinder, and we can suck on it and then the liquid comes up through that cylinder into our mouth. Straw can also be when a farmer plants a crop. He might plant a crop of wheat or oats and it has all seeds on the top of it, and if he comes around and harvests the crop and takes all the seeds off, the bit that's left behind, just the bottom part of the plant, the stem and the leaves, is called the straw. And sometimes they put that into a big bale and people buy it to put mostly on their gardens and things. If they're feeding animals, they usually buy hay because hay still has the seeds on it and the animals like the seeds. Straw doesn't have much nutrition in it. Brawl is like a fight. We might have a physical fight with someone. Crawl is where you move across the floor or the ground on all 4 limbs, like your hands and your knees. And babies first crawl before they walk. Some animals crawl around too, especially spiders. Bloom are like the flowers when they come out on a plant. We say that they are blooming, or look at the beautiful blooms of beautiful flowers. Spooky means something scary, so you might see a spooky house or a spooky movie or something. Loose means something's not tight, it's very loose. It's probably too big for you, so you might buy shoes that are too big. You might say they're too loose, they're very big for you. Moonlight is when we have a full moon shining and it puts out a lot of light, quite a beautiful sight, and we call that light that we get from the moon, moonlight. Okay, let's read the words, sound the words, spell the words, and then we're going to cover them and write them. So we're going to go n, ow, n, ow, n, ow, N-O-U-N, N-O-U-N, N-O-U-N. We cover it and write it. So we know there are more than one way to make that ow sound. So we have to define the letters we're using to write noun by spelling the word before we write it. So this is the ow as in out. So let's go south, 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 S-O-U-T-H, S-O-U-T-H, S-O-U-T-H. And you cover it, write it. Once again, you need to define which letters you're using for that ow sound, and it's the ow as in out. Write the letters on the line and then go back and check that you've spelt them correctly. This or sound, the AW, is a really hard one. That's why we've put it in again. It sounds like it's saying or, but we're using AW. So there's 9 different ways we're going to learn to spell that or sound, and this is one of the earlier ones that we learn because it's in quite a few words that you're going to use a lot. And that oo sound isn't too bad. It's the oo as in zoo, which you've learned quite a bit, so you've got to know that double O is in these ones. H11, day 2, we're revising the OU for the ow sound, the AW for the or sound, and the 2 O's, O-O, double O for the oo sound. So I've got n, ow, n, nouns, south, k, ow, nt, count, st, or, straw, b, or, brawl, k, or, crawl, b, oo, bloom, sp, ook, e, spooky, oos, loose, light, moonlight. Okay, so let's read the word, sound the word, spell the word, and then we'll cover them and write them. So we've got noun, n, ow, n, N-O-U-N, cover it and write it. You can do the other ow ones. We've got straw, or, S-T-R-A-W, and we've got bloom, B-L-O-O-M, cover it and write it. I've just done one of each sound. You can do the others on your own. You might need to remember that a noun is a name of a person, place, thing or idea. So it's very important that you do recognise if what a word is. South is a direction. You might go down south for a holiday. Count have 2 meanings. It can mean where you count numbers, and it can also mean someone with a title, like Count Dracula or something. A straw has 2 meanings too. It can mean straw in that it's part of a plant where they've cut off the seeds and they just bale up the leftover part of the plant. And you quite often use straw in your garden, or you can use a straw to drink through. Brawl is like a fight. Crawl is when you move across the floor or a space on your knees and hands, and it can also mean to move slowly, like the traffic might be crawling. It just means it's moving slowly. Bloom is when flowers bloom, their flowers all come out. Spooky is something scary. Loose means when something's not tight, it's very loose. And moonlight is the light we get from the moon, particularly when we have a full moon. So here you've got to finish and write the words next to its meaning. So finish these words off. You might have to look up here to know what the missing letters are. And then you've got to use these definitions to work out which word you have to write in. When we say numbers in order would be count. To move on hands and feet, they're quite easy for you. Homonyms are where a word sounds the same, it's spelt the same, but it can mean something different. So the cows will eat the straw if they are hungry. Once you've used a word once, you can cross it out. The something his money. We will use something to drink the milkshake. So that's just checking that you know both meanings of those words. Finish the story using list words and complete the sentence. Something was travelling something using the something. A count was travelling south using the moonlight to guide him. As he passed a stack of you have to work that one out yourself, he saw something out of it. Then he heard a sound, he. So don't forget, you've got to use these words up here to help you finish the story, fill in the missing words and actually finish it. This is H11 day 3 and we're revising OU for the OW sound, AW for the OR sound and double O or OO for the OO sound. So we've got noun, south. Now you might want to also highlight some of these extra sounds in these words. So you know the TH makes a th sound. Count, you know use a C before an O for the k sound to get that happening. Or, straw. But or brawl. Now you've got a long vowel sound, so that means you put one L at the end. It's a short word, long vowel sound, ends in L, we use one L. So the same applies to crawl. But spooky. The E sound on the end of word is usually a Y. After a long vowel sound, you know you just use a K. Loose. We've got the SE making the sound there. And moonlight. Now in moonlight, don't forget this has got that GH in it that we find hard to say. So when we say light, we leave out that h sound, but when we spell the word we have to put those letters in because we've taken that word from Old German. So that's why it's spelled a little bit differently. Okay, so read the word, sound the word, spell the word and write it. We've got noun, owl, N-O-U-N, cover it and write it. And you can work out how to do the rest of them. Write 3 list words that are nouns. Nouns are the name of people, persons, places, things or ideas. So I'm going to pick straw, that's a thing. I can see it, it's a real thing. It's a noun, so you can find the other 2. Verb families, you've got to find the base word here. So the base word of counting would be count. You can work out the others. Here we're adding the S. Here we're adding ing. And on this last one we're adding the ED. And it can make different sounds. So count ed, but we know to write ED. Brawled, it's just a d sound, but we have to write ED. Bloomed, it's just saying d, but we know to write ED. And crawled, it's just making the d sound, but you know you have to write ED. Comparatives and superlatives. Your shoes might be loose. Your new ones might be looser. Now when you're adding the ER, if there's already an E there, you don't add another E, you just add the R. Loosest means they're the most loose of all of your shoes perhaps. Then you usually add EST, but once again if the E is already there, you just add the ST. Make new words, you've got counter, you just have to add those 2 bits together, leave out the add sign and just write the words as new word, new parts. Write a list word that rhymes with brawl. So use these words up the top. We've got crawl. They're fairly easy for you to do. H11 day 4, we're doing some proofreading up the top here and down the bottom we've got a sound sort. So it says rewrite the words that are not spelled correctly and the little rhyme is the Duke of York. Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and he marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. So you've got to find 2 words in each line that are spelled incorrectly and highlight them. And then you've got to write them correctly on the lines next to it. So grand, of course, doesn't have an E on the end of it. And Duke, we've got D, U, K, and the E makes that U make its long sound. So you can finish the rest of that on your own. Down the bottom you have to fill in the gaps and sort the words into the correct group. So here are your sounds. You've got OR, OR, or AW. You've got owl, OU or our OW. So let's have a look here. We've got saw, and then you'd have to write that under that phonogram. Round, got the OU there, and write it under that phonogram, under the right set. You can finish the rest of those on your own.